All right, so our connection dropped just a few minutes ago. So I've set back the clock a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. I've set back the clock just a little bit to exactly where the stream dropped. I didn't even notice for about another minute. I was still talking to myself and working on something for another minute until and that's when I realized that my stream was gone. I ran a packet loss test immediately, and you could see why my stream went down, because I keep losing packets. As I mentioned in the beginning of the previous video, for some reason my internet's just terrible. And it started like 4 or 5 days ago. And I've experienced this before, and they sent someone, they replaced the modem and the router actually too. But this is not working clearly. I ran the test again. I restarted the internet, reset the modem, ran the test again, and it did a little bit better. We only lost 2 packets out of 400, and then some were late. So, I mean, we'll see how long we go now. Let me get my timer. I mean, you can see this is terrible. This is so frustrating. Yeah, so I ran the clock for about another minute. As you can see, there is a discrepancy in in what you see on the terminal. That's when I actually stopped it and I realized, oh, there's a mistake. But then in the text file that's getting created, I ran the clock back to 38 hours, 47 minutes, and 48 seconds. So let us restart the clock. If my connection drops again, I'm probably just going to stop for the night. Otherwise, we're going to try to go for another hour, maybe 45 minutes or so. Even though I really wanted to hit the 40-hour mark by today, I realized that because of the math, I actually do have I have an extra day that I didn't realize I had, because the month doesn't end on the 30th; it ends on the 31st. So let me run the timer, and you'll see it going up from 38, 47, 52, 53, and so on. Okay, so let me get out of that. Now, where was I? So the problem with when that happens is that I lose track of where I was. So I was looking at the way that this person was able to pass in data into their function to create the PDF. And it looks like what they were doing was they were using handlebars, which is another library, another front-end framework, I guess you could say, or library that allows people to basically put like JavaScript inside of HTML. So this is how he was passing the data. He or she was passing is it a he or she? Rodolfo. So I'm assuming it was he. He was passing the data to what is going to be presented, to the HTML, I should say. This is the data that he was passing, the JSON data. Yeah, so he was doing handlebars. And I'm not 100% sure if I'll be able to do that same idea or same thing with Angular. I mean, I'm sure I can. I'm sure there's a way to get it working. But I just got to figure that out. Because right now I have no clue. I have no clue if it's even possible. All right, let's see. I prefer to use async await instead of callbacks or promises, but feel free to use which you prefer. You must code your logic inside an async function, as shown in the first line. Okay, so he is describing how he actually got it to work. Congratulations, you've created a Node.js app that can generate beautiful PDF documents that will make your users happier than old, designed, confusing layouts. So a little typo there. But okay, so I'm gonna keep this open. You know what? I'm probably gonna hold off on trying to get this PDF thing to work today. But I've made some progress. If you watch the previous video, part 1, I was able to create a screenshot of the HTML and a PDF of the HTML, but not filling it in with the data coming from the user, the client. So that is something I would have to figure out. Maybe. So part of me that wants to like move on to something else and like hold off on this until I have like more energy. I am exhausted. I had a long day, but I've done this to myself. I have to keep pushing. So but part of me wants to keep pushing on something a little easier because this requires a lot of thinking and a lot of frustration. And I do feel like I'm at the limit right now. The internet dropping is very frustrating. As you can tell, you could hear it in my voice that I'm extremely frustrated. So let me see if I could figure out how to get the Angular to create or take the data, the JSON data, and put it inside of the. What am I saying? I mean, this is exactly like our template, not this one, but it's exactly like our component over here. You know what? What if I? No. So the problem is that if I was running it on the client, it would be easy. I could just make a component and do all that stuff. The problem is I couldn't figure out a way to get, and I shouldn't have figured out a way to get the Puppeteer to run on the front end. It should be running on the server. But the problem with it running on the server is that I don't know if I could I don't know if I can then, I don't know, just somehow, I don't know how to pass JSON data to HTML because Angular isn't touching this file. Angular is not even looking at the server.js file. It doesn't even know it exists for all intents and purposes. So it's really my server that I have to figure out how to get the server to actually be able to do that. I mean, maybe I just have to use handlebars. Maybe I could use handlebars just like this user did. But that's annoying because do I have to use handlebars? Is there any way I could just do it with like vanilla JavaScript? Let me Google. I'll type in, and when I say vanilla JavaScript, I mean like just pure JavaScript. No library, no imports, no nothing required. Vanilla JavaScript HTML. 2 ways to get and set HTML content with vanilla JavaScript. I mean, actually, maybe I could. So the inner HTML, I mean, I want a full template. Vanilla JavaScript and HTML. Yeah, I mean, this is something like this is what I'm thinking. But I want like a full template. I don't want just like one of these files or something. Sorry, one of these things. All right, I keep looking over to see if make sure my stream is still going because we've had a lot of issues with it dropping. You know what? Maybe create list with inner HTML. Hero placeholder dot inner HTML equals HTML. HTML equals this. Maybe I can. Maybe I could do it. All right, hold on 1 second. This is a little tiny bug that's annoying on the light and just keeps banging into the light. Okay. Function create list. So this is the function that creates the hero placeholder dot. I mean, when is this function being called? Or where? Plus it's TypeScript. Not that it matters, I guess. Let's think. Let me think. Could I... All right. You know what? Forget it. Let's just use handlebars. So that way I could just copy paste this guy's code. And I know that it'll work. So we're going to have to install handlebars. Handlebars is just like, it's basically like Angular, but simpler. Not as complicated, not as complex, but very similar functionality. All right, so let's do that. Yeah, and we'll make our stuff very similar to this. Handlebars.compile. So let me pull up handlebars in npm so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, it's a templating language. 7 million downloads a week. That's really good actually. But you could see we have the double curly braces. I think that's why it's called handlebars, because they look like handlebars. Not 100% sure though. Pre-compiling templates, so we could compile our templates. That's what they're doing over here. He's compiling this template HTML. And with this, he's passing in the data to that template. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this guy. We're going to bring over the, we're going to create a template.html file. We have the template, Puppeteer template.html file already. So we are going to, and I mean, you could see that he's already got everything set. So title, date, all of these things are properties in this object. Title, date, everything in there. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get handlebars in our project. So let me go back to the command line. Here we go. So we're going to do npm install, and I believe it's just called handlebars. npm I handlebars. So I is install. Okay, hit enter, and there it goes. All right, installed. So now we're going to have to bring it into the server. So we'll put it right down here. We still need to leave Puppeteer in there, but let's do const handlebars equals require handlebars. Okay, there we go. I mean, this documentation's horrible. Template. Const handlebars. Okay, so they have a capital H on the handlebars. I'm going to leave it as, you know what, I'm going to do it the way that they do. So there's the capital H. And we're going to compile the same kind of thing. Let's look at what this guy did. He compiled it. Where's the code? Here we go. All right. He took the template HTML. Why did he do all this? Couldn't he just compile it with the... I mean, part of me feels like we don't have to do all of this, but maybe he describes why he has to import the file using file read or whatever. The file system. Maybe because he was just running it. It's odd. I don't know why he would do that. Like, is it not able to just let's see, usage. You can deliver a template to the browser by using it in a script tag. Always use a script tag for your template. Compile a template. Boss is boss. Hold on, let me see what this message says. You're a legend. You helped me out so much in my computer science class. I'm glad to hear, boss. Boss is boss 204. Glad that I helped out. Hopefully you enjoyed coding and enjoyed actually like taking the class. I'm assuming you did BJC, so the AP Computer Science Principles curriculum. Results in that. Entry template. What does the entry template look like? Oh, here it is. You can deliver a template to the browser by using it in a script tag. Is that how we want to do this? Yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I moved on to the next level. Cool. So is it Computer Science A, or are you doing a different CS class or coding class or something like that? Const handlebars require handlebars. Template handlebars compile. Yes, went with A. Cool. So you're gonna be. I think that's Java. So you're gonna be doing Java this year. That should be fun. Should be exciting. Maybe difficult, but a fun challenge. I actually did Java in high school for like 1 year, and then I never touched it again. But it wasn't AP Computer Science A. I just did one Java class. It was a pre-AP class. So my teacher did C++ 1 year, and then the next year he did Java, and then the following year he did AP Computer Science A with Java. All right, you know what? This is not what I want. I think I'm just gonna copy this dude's code. I mean, we're just gonna have to bring in the FS file system stuff and all that stuff, I guess. Right? Might as well. Template.html UTF-8. Okay, so let us do that. So let me copy. We're just gonna copy paste, see if we can get it working, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so that is going to happen here. That's the template. We're going to have to import or bring in the file system thing. Const fs equals require fs. Well, either way, I appreciate you stopping by and saying thanks. And yes, I am working on my legend status. Okay. Then the templates, we're going to compile it with handlebars, but we're going to have to make that capital H. Actually, let's make it lowercase. We'll do it my way. So there's a template. Next is going to be the template. Okay. That's a template HTML. So we're going to change that to the puppeteer template.html. That's the file I named it as. Okay. So we have the template HTML. We're going to take that template. We're going to compile it. Next, we're going to pass in the data. That's what I want to do. So let's pass in the, we'll just pass in the JSON data. Just like that. What's next? Okay, await page go to. So here's where we do the go to. All right, and we're gonna modify it so that it works with our data. So this is gonna be what I'm gonna put into the into here. Oh wait, let me delete this line. Let me uncomment that, or yeah, uncomment that one, and let's bring all of that here. So it's not going to be data. I think it's JSON data. And then HTML, that's fine. Let me hit save. And we could leave it as network idle 2. So now this is going to pass in the JSON data, which right now is, it's coming from the server. And it's going to pass it over to the Puppeteer template. And I think, I mean, how do we display in the template? Because we're using handlebars, we can just do the double curly braces, and we're going to type in full name, and that should be in the H1 of the template. So if we run this, I mean, if this thing works, I'm going to be blown away. If we run this, we should get a PDF that has the full name. Actually, this only runs when someone submits a form. So I have to submit a form. So we should get a PDF that has the full name as the header, and then it says like it works in paragraph tags. Okay, so let me just let's type in Bozo the Clown, and that's the only thing we're going to see in the PDF if it gets created. So I have the Finder here on the bottom left. So if this works, when I hit submit form, it should create a PDF down here, just a very simple HTML template. And I will be so happy. bozo@clown.com. File number none of this stuff matters for the purposes of what I'm trying to do right now. All right, moment of truth. When I hit submit form, we should see a PDF show up down here. And let's see if that happens. I guess not. Did we get an error? What happened? Let me see. Let me look at our code again. On the server, when we run a post, PDF, pass in the submission. Oh, it's passing the whole object. No, that's okay. Create PDF, submission, create a PDF. This is running. Puppeteer template. Compile that. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? I mean, maybe we have to have all of this. All right, you know what? Let's put all of this in the iffy. Whatever. Let's just do it. Although this is blocking. But you know what? We'll try again. We'll try one more time. All right, so let us refresh. Full name. We'll try again. This one's going to be, I don't know. I'm going to run out of names here. Let's do John Lennon, one of the Beatles. John@lennon.com. All right. Okay, everything's ready. Submit form. Let's create the template. I mean the PDF, please. Great job, form was submitted. It did not create the template though. Why not? So here in the submission, we run the PDF submission function. So create PDF, it passes in the JSON data. I mean, maybe this, maybe JSON data, this just says has to be data. Let's just name it the same thing that he did. So he called it data, and data. Let me hit save. He also has network idle 0. What did he name the, okay, so it's called example.pdf. It didn't get created, right? Example.pdf does not exist. Okay. Read file sync, path join, process dot, okay, that. I mean, I don't see why it shouldn't work, but we'll try again. My server, yeah, my server saved, so it's all it all restarts. Okay, we'll try again. Full name is I don't know, Don Draper. Don@draper.com. There's his file number, school, program, dates. Let's try again. Submit form. Great job. The form was submitted and it is not created. Is that function even getting hit? So let's do console.log. Hey, we were supposed to create the PDF. So we'll name it that. All right, and let me use Postman for this because honestly, like if I just have to keep filling out those forms, I'm just gonna go insane. So we'll use Postman. We'll create it once. What do we need to pass in? Oh yeah, so everything that is in one of these objects. So this object was created. Oh, wait a second. We're getting errors. Wait, are we getting errors? No. Unhandled path is not defined. Oh my goodness. So the reason it's not working is maybe because it doesn't know where the path is, where it's supposed to save this thing or where it's supposed to access path reference error. So, okay, let's try this. Let's try Googling this answer or this problem before we go insane here. Here's the code from the server. Okay. In the head of your file, just add const path require path. Okay. Simple enough. Why? Where's the path over here? Path.join. Oh, that's why it doesn't know where the path is. It's trying to hit the join method of path, and it has no idea what path is. So there we go. We required path. I mean, maybe we try again before we go on to Postman. So we have the server up here. We have my Finder window down here. We have the submission form on the right. We're all set. So what name should we use? Let's go with Bagel Boss. Bagel@boss.com. File number, school, we'll choose whatever. Program name, we'll choose this training. And now the moment of truth. We hit submit and it should work. Great, the form was submitted. There's our example PDF. There is our object. And it says, wow, it works, but it doesn't work because it didn't put in the person's name. But I mean, we're getting there. We're getting much closer. I'm kind of impressed that we were able to get this template there. You know what? Yeah, let's get this thing working. If we get this working, we could. The reward will be that we'll stream the next few days. Right now we are at 39 hours, 16 minutes. So we are about 20 hours and 45 minutes away from not losing. We won't really win anything because my friend made it to 10 workouts. So lucky him. Well, not lucky. He actually did it. He had to do workouts. Okay, so let me delete that example PDF file. Let me go back to my code and see why this thing could possibly not be... let me remove this because it was able to create the PDF, so I know that works. But why didn't it pass in the data? Hey, Mark. Welcome. Welcome for this very late night coding session here. Good to see you. When do classes start? They haven't started yet, right? So far everything's going okay. This is my second stream of the day because the previous one it was running for almost 3 hours and then the internet collapsed and broke down. But so far we seem to be okay, about 30 minutes in to this one, so I can't complain. I'm trying to get to 40 hours. Start on the 31st. Got you. But you already picked all your classes and stuff? And actually, are your roommates are they like the same major as you, or did they just put you with like random people? Or did you choose them? Do you know the people you're living with? Or are you getting to know them for the first time? Lots of questions I'm asking. I'm throwing a lot at you. So the data, template data, maybe the data dot... Let me display the data. Console.log data. Let me see what that looks like. Console.log. I want to see what the data looks like. And I want to see what it looks like. And I want to have to put this on the server. So let's do, we'll say no, and then we'll pass data. So we'll see that on the server. My roommate is a CS major. It was a random assignment. Got you. Cool. Very, very cool. You homesick yet? Or are you enjoying being away from home? You're taking Comp Sci 1, Calculus, Intro to Electrical and Computer Engineering, and Principles of Economics. Awesome. I've been getting into economics over the past like 3 or 4 years. I've like kind of gotten like very interested in economics. Maybe actually the last year. Intro to Electrical and Computer Engineering. Gotcha. Sounds tough. Probably will be, but it should be fun. Comp Sci 1, Calculus. And yeah, so that's a nice schedule. It's a nice little thing you got going there. So let's see if this works. Let me submit another form and let's see what the server says. I'm going to call this server says a@b.com. File number PS1 units and this. Hit submit form. It says, whoa. Access has been denied to resolve the property full name because it is not an owned property of its parent. What? What does that mean? You gotta love these errors. Let me search for that. Allow insecure prototype access. So, okay, so maybe I could do that. Yeah, I want to try to graduate with a minor or just a lot of courses in business and economics because it's really strong for engineering if I wanted to create a company. Absolutely, definitely. And it's definitely good to know, especially with the way that the world is headed into, like with kind of like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. It's probably really good to know a bunch about economics and also like money and like how it works, how the systems currently work and stuff. Yeah, I think it's a great class to take. Actually, oh no, I had an economics book here that I was reading, but I don't know where it went. But yeah, definitely good to know, and a lot of people like choose not to even bother like reading it or learning about it. But it definitely comes in very helpful. I think it could be potentially very helpful to understand. Definitely understand the financial systems and how things work. Especially if you, like you said, you might might want to create a company or something like that. So that's really good idea. Not really homesick, but I'm loving being independent and doing things for myself. I feel like I will be dreading that soon. Not too sure. So yeah, I guess what I would say is like when you're done with your work, or if you don't have any work to do and you could just like have fun with friends, go out, like meet people, go out to eat, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. But during finals week, it gets really stressful. You'll see. You'll see when you have a bunch of finals all like on the same week or same 2 week period. Sometimes it gets overwhelmingly stressful. I am missing like small things like certain foods or like the comfort of my own desk at home and stuff. Yeah, true. Yeah. My first year, I got homesick, and then after that, I didn't even want to go back home. Not that I didn't want to go back home, but I was enjoying myself in Albany. All right. Maybe the problem is that I'm passing it in directly. I'm passing the argument directly. Maybe I should save it first. Const JSON data equals data. And maybe now I could use this here. Let me see if I'm able to log it out. What's the food situation like there? I'm assuming they gave you. Do they have a dining hall, or are you like? Do you have your own kitchen in the apartment, in the suite, or whatever? Because if you have to use like a shared or central dining hall where everyone has to go, I'm wondering how the food is over there. Because I remember Albany, it wasn't great. A lot of people complained, but I thought it was pretty good actually. It's from this company called Chartwells. Let me pull it up. Chartwells. If any of my friends heard me right now, they would kill me. Chartwells food. We have to quarantine for the first 2 weeks. So they're delivering. Wow, they're delivering 3 meals a day for you. That's amazing. And I'm sure you could order food if you want from nearby places, like Chinese food or Domino's or something. But in an apartment, we do have a kitchen to ourselves. Amazing. Yo, you guys got it set over there. You guys are set. So yeah, Chartwells. If my friends heard me say that I didn't think Chartwells was that bad, they would kill me. Once in-person classes start, we could pick it up at the dining halls, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, probably. All right, let me hit save. Let's see if this works. Can I see the data? Or is it going to prevent me from seeing the data? Or was that the data that I was seeing? No, I think it was preventing me. No, it was letting me see it. Okay. That was letting me see it, but Handlebars was being denied access to the property full name because it's not an owned property of its parent. All right, let's see if this works with JSON data as its thing. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm submitting a form. Let's submit a form. We honestly got extremely lucky with the dorm because this apartment building is usually for juniors. Oh, Nice. And it's a lot of extra money, but they had to disperse everyone because of COVID. That is awesome. You guys just lucked out. Let's try chart wells. Chartatwells.com. PS1. Any unit, anything, submit form. Oh, I still am getting that access denied thing. All right, so I guess what I have to do is, it's not this. So it's not this. This isn't the issue. I could remove that JSON data thing, and we'll just have pass in data. Well, that's awesome, Mark, that you guys got that apartment building. That's probably why you have a kitchen. Maybe the freshmen don't normally get kitchens. I mean, what are you guys doing actually on your days right now before classes? Probably getting to know each other, playing video games, setting that up, doing stuff like that. I remember playing a lot of poker. That's when I first started playing poker when I was in college, freshman year. Learned the game and absolutely loved it. Became my favorite game ever. Okay, so all right, let me try to Google this. Actually, it gives me the website to change that. Okay, forbids accessing prototype properties, methods of the context object by default. How do I remove that? I guess maybe it's allowed prototype methods. The freshman suites are somewhat similar in that they only have a communal space and individual rooms, but the kitchen is on the floor. Gotcha. Actually, I remember as a freshman, it was at Albany. There was a tower. So there was 4 towers. But if you got into the tower, you were in a suite, and the suite had 3 rooms, 2 people in each room, common area, and a bathroom in each suite. But on the low rises, there were like buildings around the tower. Everyone had to share a bathroom. The whole floor shared a bathroom. I mean, they cleaned it every day, but it was still kind of annoying to have to share a bathroom. And if you wanted to like shower, whenever you wanted to shower, you literally had to walk down the hall and like go to the bathroom that everyone else used. I've been getting to know my roommate. I just watched Interstellar virtually with a bunch of people from the building, and I've also been talking to friends from home. Awesome. I love Interstellar, by the way. Great movie. That's great. Yeah, I mean, as much as you can, get to know your roommates. Hopefully you guys get along, have similar interests, and get to know people. Get to know as many people as possible. Don't hide in your room and be antisocial. Not that I'm saying you are like that, but don't do that. I think that was my mistake my freshman year. I hid in my room too much. I wouldn't say hid, but I rarely left my room. Suites have rooms for each person in there, and the bathroom is shared for everyone in the suite. Yeah, that's good. Gotcha. Okay, that's for the freshmen. Cool. Watch Interstellar virtually. But my apartment is usually for 4 people, and there are 2 rooms on each side with a bathroom on each side for the 2 people. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good little setup. A string trim is defined as a string prototype. Allow prototype access. That's what I want. But since it's only me and one other person, we technically have our own bathrooms. Yeah. It's good. Hey, you can't complain. Cannot complain when you got that. A string ABC. What is this? Oh, why are we getting these errors? Why did things happen like this? Yeah, I'm definitely trying to socialize as much as possible and just make the best of it. Awesome. All the mistakes in high school are being corrected now. I wouldn't say. I mean, you're learning. You're growing up. You're learning things. You're learning how to interact in new situations. You're meeting new people. It's all part of growing up. So don't be so hard on yourself if you feel like you've made mistakes. Maybe a string.trim. Allow proto properties by default. Allow proto methods. Allow proto methods by default. Context is the input object. So do I pass those objects inside of that template? Okay, so template. So here where I have template, I am going to pass in an object with options. And let's try to pass in an object to define. Pass in an object to define custom variable private variables? Or is that where I'm supposed to pass in the objects? Options is an object that have any of the following properties. Pass in an object to define custom variable private variables. Is that where I pass in the data? Maybe I was passing it in wrong. Let's pass it into data. Template data. All right, let's try this. But I'm not expecting it to work. All right, full name, we'll go with Ronald McDonald, r@m.com, file number, school, program, this. Submit form. Not working. And actually, every single time I do that, I think I'm creating an example PDF. So yeah, so it does not work. We should see a name there, but we do not. Delete that. Let's try again with new options. Let's figure out how to do this options thing. So let's pass in, so these are the options to control prototype X. Allow proto methods by default. No, how about proto properties? Non-method properties are defined on the prototype of an object, should be resolvable by default. What was the error again? Access to resolve the property. So we're going to allow proto properties here. We're going to allow proto properties by default to set that equal to true. And now it should work, or we hope it works. Let us, all right, the server just restarted. Let us submit a full name. So let's pick a name. I don't know. Timbuktu. Timbuktu Adams is going to be the name I'm going to go with. t@a.com. Whatever file number. School. Trainings. Okay, submit form. Moment of truth. Oh, we still get that error. Access has been denied because it's not an own property of its parent. How in the heck? Control prototype access. Wait, didn't I do that? Property proto is forbidden. Even if this option is set to true, it can only be accessed. Allowed proto properties? I mean, I fixed it. Let me just double check the... All right, in the form, the example, yep, did not work. Do you use any extensions in VCS or know of any that are very useful? So yes, so in Visual Studio Code, the extension, so I use Prettier. Prettier is one of them. I really like Prettier because it it automatically formats the code. So if I make it ugly or whatever and I hit save, it automatically indents everything nicely. And so that's good. I also, actually I didn't install it on this computer, but on my laptop, I have, I think it's called Brackets. Rainbow Brackets? What's it called? Hold on, let me open up my other computer. Because that one's actually really helpful. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't install it here. So let me install it. Let me look at what other things I use. So I have my laptop open here. VS Code, where are you at? So it's called Bracket Pair Colorizer. So I'm going to install that right now. Bracket Pair Colorizer. Yeah, I mean, this has 3.5 million downloads, and this is nice because it shows you the opening and closing braces, curly braces, and makes them different colors. So if you highlight an opening brace, you'll see the closing one is the same color as it. Whereas right now, because I didn't install that, all of them are white. So let's fix that. Let's make that, let's install it. Should be installed now. So now if you look at my server or anywhere, now you can see the curly braces are the correct color. Now it's easier to see that, if I have this big block of code, this curly brace ties into this one or matches that one. This one matches this one. So it's just a nice little colorizer thing, curly brace colorizer. This one's right there. What else do I have here? I have material icon theme. Let me see. Material icon theme. I think that just changed the icons over here along the left. So you see all these? I think this changes it to this. So TypeScript will be like a blue box probably. Where's T? TypeScript, yeah, a blue TypeScript box instead of just the TS. JSON will be, what will it look like? Oh, it'll look very similar. Let's install it. And there you see. Now it's a little bit easier to see the file types. So that's all it really did. What else do I have installed here? So I have Prettier, I have Python, I have TSLint. But I'm not going to install TSLint right now. I don't think I need it. Or I think it might be installed by default or something. So yeah, those are the ones that I use. Okay, there we go. I haven't really spent too much time finding other extensions. I know one of my other former students has an extension that automatically saves after every keystroke. But I think I feel like that's a little extreme. I don't mind hitting Command S. It's like habit for me now. So it's I don't really feel the need to not have it. All right, how do I get rid of that? How do I stop looking at this? Material icon theme. Okay, sure. All right. So there we go. Those are a couple more things. Yeah, I like seeing the colors again. I forgot that I had them. So yeah, that's what I like. And now that I'm thinking about it, the colors are different than my theme that I use on my laptop. What am I doing here? What is the? Let me look at the settings. I like this theme called, I think it's called Molokai. Molokai theme. Yeah, this one. So I really like these colors for coding. So I might have to change that Formatting, where would it be? Where's the theme? Font, cursor. Appearance, maybe it's an appearance. Default dark. Monokai, not Molokai, it's Monokai. So let me change it to Monokai. And there we go. And I like these colors a little bit better. Yeah, this is what I'm used to. This is what, if you've ever heard of Sublime Text. So this was an old text editor. I mean, it's old, but a lot of people still use it. But this used the Monokai theme. So this is what I used for a long time when I was learning to code. So I kind of miss these colors. Actually, now it feels weird because I got used to the other ones. Oh, goodness. All right, you know what? Let's go back. Monokai, thank you so much. You served your purpose. We're going to go back to, I guess, default dark. There we go. And we're back to what we had it as. Is that what I had it as? What's Monokai dimmed? How does that look? No, I don't like that. Abyss. No, I don't like that. I'm very picky with colors. So I guess I didn't even notice default dark, but I think it's fine. I like these colors. All right, where was I? I was having issues with getting the proto properties to work somehow. Allow proto properties by default. Oh, allowed proto properties. The property proto is forbidden even if this option is set to true. It can only be accessed if the corresponding key in allowed proto properties is set to true. But didn't I set that? Allowed, let me look at my server. Allowed proto properties. In the template, allow proto properties by default. Let me change this property too, I guess. Why? Okay, comma. Sorry. Let's try again. Let's see if this works. Moment of truth here. Okay, our server restarted. We're going to see if our file comes in. When I hit submit, full name. Sorry, I didn't mean to have you go off sidetrack the extensions. No worries, Mark. I have plenty of time to do things here. It's not a bother. It's not a distraction. It's fine. So let's go with I don't know, Michael Jackson. Emails m@j.com. File number PS2 units, and just pick something random. When I hit submit, we should see the example.pdf pop up. And we still get that same error that we can't access proto properties. All right, let's search for that again. We're doing something. Let me leave that open, but let me search for it again. I don't see something with with a lot of good responses. Handlebars. Okay, let me remove my actual error. Let's see the Stack Overflow from January. Please have a lot of check marks. Here we go. I solved this issue by installing a dev dependency for handlebars. Okay, is there any other way? If using Mongoose, this issue can be resolved by using .lean to get a JSON object instead of a Mongoose one. Uh-oh. No, but this is not from... This is coming in from the server. That's not what I need to do. Here's how I fix that. Where is the fix? This is not helpful. Allow insecure prototype access. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. Own property. So let me see if I can find that. Own. It. I mean, it doesn't. Allow calls to helper missing. No. And allowed property methods, proto methods set to true. They can be accessed only if the corresponding key in allowed proto methods is set to true. Allowed proto methods? Did I not have that? Allowed proto methods. I didn't allow that. Okay, so I mean, let's just allow anything. I don't care as long as it works. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, server restarted. We have our Finder window. Let's submit a form. So let's try Michael Jordan this time. Michael Jordan, m@j.com, just as Michael Jackson. They have the same email apparently. There's this file number. There's the program name and the training. Moment of truth. Of course not. Of course it does not work. All right, the PDF. Oops. PDF, it gets created, but it's not able to. Am I not accessing it like right? So in my templates, Puppeteer template, we have full name. It should work. Unless, how is this guy doing it? No, it's just like that. Yeah, that's right. Does he have to set it somewhere else though? No, he should. I mean, these should just work directly from the, yeah. And we are getting an error here that you can add a runtime option to disable the check or this warning. What else can I disable to get it working? I mean, we've disabled like everything here. Template context options. Options is the input object. Template context options. Where context is the input object. Am I not using that right? What are we at? 39 hours, 49 minutes. Not bad. About 10 more minutes to go. I really want to get this working before I give up, before I stop. Undefined values revert the value defined in that. Allowed prototype methods, or proto methods. Allow proto properties by default. Allowed proto properties is set to true. But I did do that. Allowed proto properties is set to true. It can only be accessed if the corresponding key in allowed proto properties is set to true. Setting this option to any value disables the warning that Handlebars writes to the console if a proto property access is attempted and forbidden. Here's the compile. Here's the template. Allowed proto methods. I mean, Oh, whoa. Maybe it has to be like this. Trim equals true. It's a property. Proto methods. Allowed proto methods. Let's try that. Let's delete our PDF. Let's try one more time. One more time. a@b.com. Whatever file number. Oops. Too many digits. There's our school. There's our thing. There's that. Submit form. Nope. Did not work. Actually, let me see how many forms I've created. We have a lot of people we've been creating in our database here. No worries. Let's go back to our code and our documentation. Result ABC. This is the worst documentation, the ugliest and the worst documentation I've ever seen. It's almost as bad as Mongoose's. If the corresponding key I mean, I don't think that's, I don't know. Template on the compilation, in the compile. Input options. Compile options. What is the issue? Compile. Nope, did not help. All right. Whoa, 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 what's this? Express handlers? Express handlebars? What's this? All right, I have no idea why it's not working. And I'm not finding a good, easy solution to copy paste over here. Correct answer is here. Let's see this one. That's exactly the error I'm getting. Since handlebar 4.6.0, templates cannot access prototype properties and methods anymore by default. Blah, blah, blah. There are runtime options to restore and control the old behavior. That, I mean, these options were horrible. But if you're using a framework instead of handlebar's core, it might not be clear how to set them. Which I am using a framework. Well, no, I'm using handlebar's core, I think. If you get this message, or maybe I am. I'm using Express. So maybe that affects it. Oh, not this again. So if I install this, how do I use it? Oh, with that? Do I need to pass in new test class? All right, that's annoying. Maybe I shouldn't have used handlebars. Compile options. Where are they? How do you write it like this? That works? All right, I don't know. Runtime options with render and config. Context options where context is the input object. I mean, is that right? Am I doing it right? Template. Template HTML, but it's HTML. Oh, but I guess maybe it's making it an object. I don't know. I think I'm just going to give up here for tonight. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like running in circles right now, and I'm like, it's a little frustrating. So I'm just going to close out of all this and like review what I've done. I mean, I want to close out of everything, but part of me wants to see if anyone else shows a good way to get it to work. Again, this one's using handlebars. How do they do it? Oh, okay. This is not very. It's not a good article. Not for me, at least. All right, so I'm gonna. Maybe I'll close that out. I'll close this one out. I'm just gonna close that all out. I'm gonna leave it as is right now. I'm just gonna review what I accomplished today. So what did I accomplish today? It actually feels like nothing. I spent a lot of time trying to fix a bug and did not succeed in fixing the bug. Wow, did we spend that much time on that? I feel like I really did nothing today. I mean, the only thing I could remember that I did was I'm able to create a PDF from the HTML template that I've just created here. So I guess that's nothing to sneeze at, but I'm surprised at how little progress I made in the other thing. All right, so I think, all right, that we're 45 seconds away. I think that's where we're going to stop. We didn't make too much progress today. I don't think. Maybe we did. Maybe I can't remember. But visually, at least, it looks pretty much the same. We didn't make too much progress there. We brought this part back just so we could debug, but we couldn't figure out how to debug something. And here's the issue. I'm just going to review it. When someone types in stuff and selects a program name for units, let's say, you'll notice that the submit form is disabled because no training has been selected yet. Now the issue is when someone chooses a training, that's great. Submit form is available, but if they switch to another program, there's no training selected. But you'll see that down here, it still has the other one still in memory. So I tried my best to remove that from memory, and no matter what I did, even if it did remove it, even if this was cleared out, for some reason it was not invalidating the form. So, I mean, that's where we got stuck. Just to show it one more time, if someone clicks units, selects something and then chooses another thing, it still keeps it keeps what was selected, the training that was selected originally, which is not good. And even when I got it to like clear out of this, it was not invalidating the form. So that's the issue we faced today that we spent a lot of time on. We probably spent like an hour and a half trying to figure that out. We had my stream drop in the middle, or around like 2 hours, 45 minutes in or something like that. And then, so then we did this second stream, this part 2. So I'm going to stop here. We're at 40 hours, 1 minute and 15 or 16 seconds or whatever. Where is my terminal window? There we go. I'm going to stop here. Not a very productive day, but that's okay. We got our time in. We got our 4 hours in today, and we're going to continue tomorrow because now we have, I think, 6 days left in the month. So we have six days, 20 hours. We'll be fine. We're going to get there. All right. So Mark, if you're still there, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for saying hi and answering some questions about your stay over there in college. Good luck. And if anyone's like scrolling through and has gotten to this end and is trying to see if they learned anything, these 2 videos for today, I would not recommend watching. I didn't really make too much progress. Or I guess I made some progress with the with being able to create a PDF or a screenshot, but other than that, I didn't really make too much progress. So thank you for watching. I'm glad you got here. If you're here, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. I'll see you tomorrow.